Hello and welcome to Get Real Estate with Liz and Marie. So, even though we are together back in the Phoenix area, we are not physically together at this moment. This
This
has
is true.
so, but we were together. So, hi, Marie.
Hi. I
Hi.
know. We were together just a little while ago.
Yeah, but had to split up, and that's okay because we can still, through the greatness of modern technology,
It's
we
so
can
crazy.
still do this and yeah, and do our updates and see. So sorry about last week. We didn't get a live update, but we did update our information. So it is in a blog on our website, and it's where else on our Facebook page, and it's on a few other places you put it. But just so for the update that happened last week, and there was still some other news. Big things still happening in Phoenix, and big people still moving here.
I
So.
know. So before we jump in this week's update, did you want to at least just talk about one or two of the big news things that you mentioned last week with
Well, I mean, you and I are both fans of Grant Cardone. You can't not be if you're in the real estate business because he is a mastermind, a guru, the man. And he is now moving here too. So I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, everybody's here in Phoenix, but it is phenomenal. It's phenomenal for us. And, we just might have to conveniently show up somewhere where he's going to be sometime.
This is true.
I know. So that was big news. And there was an interesting, cool article about another Frank Lloyd Wright house that's up for sale. And I just find that so interesting because they're using it as an Airbnb, but I don't know why they just don't keep using it as an Airbnb because what a phenomenal, cool place to stay. So
Yeah.
that I
All
remember
right.
that.
Well, that was good because that was last week's stuff, and I just wanted you to touch base on that real
I
quick.
know. So yeah, so tell us quick on the updates here. What's happening out there?
Yeah, so I'll go over the numbers real quick. So again, we're gonna just 2 weeks this is updating for, right? Because last week we didn't actually post the numbers, but we did have some articles. So from 2 weeks ago, our total number of active residential listings here in Maricopa County is down 146 listings. So we're
Yeah.
back at only 7,319. So that's actually a pretty significant drop considering, we were making these really small increments and then
Right.
really small decreases. So, I mean, 146 in just a couple weeks. So,
Yeah.
Inventory is not going up, folks. Supply and demand, we still have a lot of demand and not a lot of supply.
I know.
So,
And one of the articles we're going to talk about, there's another realtor, it's been around the valley for a long time, giving a little update. So that'll come in a few minutes. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So although the median price has stayed very steady, so it's $49,900, that's only $100 shift. It was $490. And average days on market has remained consistent in pretty much every city that we serve, including Maricopa County. Let's see, what are the big shifts? So, I mean, in Phoenix, we dropped about 29 listings. In Chandler, the drop was 24 listings. In Mesa, 19. So again, just seeing those small drops in all those cities. But the prices has remained very, very consistent. So,
Right.
like I
Well,
said
and then
before,
up in Scottsdale, and that's good for Scottsdale. I mean, there's a lot of people that want that address. So,
yep.
there's a few more places inventory, but we don't know how pricey they are because parts of Scottsdale can get crazy, but that's good.
Yeah. And then on the rental side too, we do have a few more rentals that was on the market than a couple weeks ago. We actually increased the number of rentals on the market by 177. So that's been kind of one of the more significant jumps that we've seen in the last few months since we started this weekly update. But again, the median rent has remained very, very consistent. So there's more rentals available. I don't know. Maybe this is just a good turnaround time anyway, because now you have all the snowbirds coming in. So this is probably just a month that people, want to get their stuff up and relisted.
Well, and that's true. And the snowbirds, I don't know that we had as many, especially the Canadians down here last year with COVID and everything. It was hard to get out of that country and hard to get back into this country and back in. And so I think we'll see an increase. I mean, that could be why, we're just going to see more people or something here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it was pretty interesting, but like I said, pretty steady since we've started a few months ago. So it's just easy, convenient to see these little ebbs and flows Oh, I have a visitor.
Oh, see, I can't see you. I don't know why, but I'm sure it's one of your great kiddos.
Sebastian's here. Say hi.
Hi.
You are live on Facebook, just so you know, people can see you in the world.
Hi,
He got
buddy.
a new Harry Potter wand that Nana sent him in the mail, so he is showing that right now
Nice.
to everyone, and it lights up.
Yeah, just gotta be careful where you wave it to and where you disappear. Rain.
Thank you. All right, let me finish.
Mommy, I want to call. Please call Blake when they get home, and I want to let them inside. And I'm going with his candy.
Later. So, all right.
The life of real life. I mean,
This
that's
is real
the
life.
Of real life.
I
And you
know.
know what? It just shows we're real people too, Marie. We both have families, and they come first.
I know.
And so
the funniest thing is, we were talking about taking this, and taking those little 30-second video clips out of our 15 minutes that we spend together each week. And you know what? We're going to have a 30-second family clip right there.
Right.
So.
I mean, that's important. Our families come first. So yay, Sebastian.
Yeah.
So speaking of families, though, this next article is just phenomenal. I've read about these two ladies before. And it's titled Girl Power. And for you and I being partners in this and just having phenomenal women in our lives that are also investors and in real estate, I just love this. And that these two women have done other real estate deals in the Phoenix area, and now they're moving down to Casa Grande and just going to develop down there. And so you and I have talked about Tonopah, we've talked about Buckeye, we've talked about Queen Creek, so we've gone east, west, and now we're going south. And so this valley is just booming.
But well, and so to give everybody an idea, Casa Grande is basically a major city on the way down to Tucson. Mm-hmm. So tell us about this. What are these ladies doing in Casa Grande?
Well, and so they want to have a master plan community down there with about 1,200 homes and about 2,500 apartments. And, it's funny because when I was telling you this, the first thing you said was, we better not run out of water. And the big thing about this article is they have a certificate for the water down there, which is huge. Because if you don't, then you might not be building. And the other thing is, a couple of weeks ago, we had a buddy come into town who's another fellow investor who does some multifamily. And he was here looking at some property down there too. So I'm excited to send him this article. He might know of these women in this situation, but I think it's great. And there's more businesses, these companies coming. So we have Lucid Motors going to open a plant down there and employ 1,500 people. And then Kohler, who does, we're as builders, we're buying Kohler products all the time. And they're going to build a facility down there with another 425 people. And, they need places to live, and you want to live where you work, because that road, they're also going to have to widen the road, but it's not going to be super conducive to getting back and forth. And the one other thing I want to mention that they're going to build is 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, you and I talked about these rental master plan neighborhoods with these homes, single family homes. And they're going to do one of those communities like we talked about down there too. So.
Oh, that's interesting. So the single family homes, but as a rental.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood is a rental, but they're all single family homes. And the other thing I realized today is their last name is Verma. And I was explaining this to you on the way out to California. I can't remember if it's Interstate 8 or 10, but Verma Land is out there, and they are very successful in the agriculture industry out there. And so you see the Verma Land out there. And so then it connected, it's the same family. So I think it's great. So we're going to have to meet these ladies someday is our goal. Nice.
Well, we will, and then we'll invite them. Maybe they'll want to come up and talk about their project on our update.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I just think, that's it. I like the girl power, any power, but I just like what they're doing. I think it's phenomenal. So that was one thing I found. The other thing I found is just what we were talking about with the market update. Again, we're going to be starting, we're coming down to the fourth quarter, starting the next year. And you and I know I'm asked constantly. We do these updates for a specific reason, to let people know what's happening. But yes. I'm constantly asked by other people that we're talking to about selling their homes what we think is going to happen with the market. And I said, well, you should watch our market update. But it's not going anywhere, people. It's really not going to. When we're talking about these developments happening and these companies coming, the market is not going anywhere. So next year, watch out. It's, as they said, it's not white hot right now. It's just hot.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, this is, what experts predict for the valley. And it's just, we've gone from white hot to hot. I love that saying. It's just hot. It's a frenzy state, right?
Yeah.
Um, of people just buying and paying over asking. And I mean, this says 33% appreciation average
Yeah.
in valleys across the valley. So,
And so that's crazy. And so when we saw those numbers available, on the MLS numbers go up for a couple weeks, and now they're going back down again, it's just showing you that, this market isn't going anywhere right now. So it has, it's just also this time of year. This is a little bit slower time of year because of the holidays, because of school starting and stuff. But we get past, the holidays and boom, off it goes again. So,
yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens over the holidays this year as opposed to previous years. Because like you said, this is usually our slow time. So we'll see if that.
Yeah. Well, and I just had a conversation with a person today who was listing their house, and they said to me, I'm going to list it 20 grand over the market value. And I thought, okay, go for it. But you might sit on it for a little bit this time of year versus, 6 months from now, you might not. I don't, we don't know that, but I don't think it's the exact time right now. The houses are selling at list price now, according to this article. They're not so much going over and
Right.
having all these, they could still have multiple offers, but they're really going more towards what the list price is and what the market value is, not 20 grand over the market value.
Over market. No, and that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just in the last, couple months, that has just curbed just a little bit, right? That
yeah, just a little bit. I just think it's a silly time to do that strategy right now, personally, because you could sit on it longer. And if you don't have a sense of urgency, then that could be okay. But if you, days on market can hurt you a little bit because people are going to wonder why it's sitting.
Well, and it's interesting because I have my property, right, that's coming soon in Scottsdale that we're just putting on some finishing touches, and we got an offer in at asking price. They asked for a couple of adjustments, and I just feel that even in this market, we're priced a little bit below. So I said, no, I really just want to wait until all of the renovations are complete. We're active. We go live. And they came back and said, okay, no changes. We'll still do it. No changes, at list price. And I said, no, I think I'm going to wait. And they were like, okay, because we really don't want to be in a bidding war, because I think they know that it's below market. And as soon as we go live, there will be multiple offers, right?
Well, and hence the reason they put the offer in, because they were like, get it while it's hot, before it does get on there. So,
we'll see. But that'll be here soon. So, so tell us, what is your fun news this week?
Okay, so my fun news, we just have celebrated Veterans Day, and God bless the veterans, and thank you all for your service out there. I know Marie and I feel that same way about just, our country and the love of our country, and that, you go and fight for our country. So this gentleman was in the Mesa parade. He was the Grand Marshal, and they had him selected, and he was chosen for this Grand Marshal, and he fell out of bed a few weeks beforehand and broke his femur, and they were going to put him in hospice, and he said, oh no, you don't know my tenacity. At 101, I'm going to be in the parade. So
101, in case you just missed that, he's 101-year-old World War II
and says an
veteran.
innocent fall will not be is not the reason to stop living. So he had surgery and he's on the recovery. And he says, as far as I'm concerned, I still want to live and accomplish whatever the Lord wanted me to do. So
that's beautiful.
I love that. So he has 12 kids and 88 grandchildren.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So, I mean, just those stories are so phenomenal. And there was another story that I didn't get a chance to post in here, but a veteran that had passed away, and he was in Vegas and his family's here, and he didn't get to see his son's new tow truck. So they drove the tow truck up to Vegas to get his remains and bring him back in the tow truck. And I thought that was a cool story because he finally got to ride in the tow truck. So I just think it's great. We have to honor them. Just think about that. They leave their family, they leave their friends, and they go, fight for this country. And we just have to, it's a great honor.
Yes. We do. I mean, in my family too, my husband being a retired firefighter, and his father firefighter, and his uncle firefighter. I mean, all service men and women that fight for this country and fight for our lives, save lives, and protect lives. I mean, fire department, nurses,
Yeah.
police, veterans. We really have such a big heart for all of you guys. I mean, especially the ones that serve and are willing to die for this country. That's,
Oh.
an amazing thing. And
Yep. 100%.
so
So
we
what can
all
we
say
do for,
thank you.
yeah, yes, we do. So thank you. So Marie, what can we still do for people out there? What's our superpower?
So we're still buying houses here in the Valley. And I mean, for anyone who does not want to sell with an agent, please check us out at lizandmarie.com/save now. We are just putting on the finishing touches on another book, but our current ebook that's out there that you can find on lizandmarie.com/save now. It is amazing. It really shows you why you can save money without using an agent and without selling to, OfferPad or Open Door, or I would say Zillow, but guess what? Zillow's not buying anymore, folks.
Well, and the thing is, it doesn't mean we're out there to give you a lowball offer either. And so it's so frustrating sometimes when we talk to these people and they're like, oh, I just listed with an agent. We're like, oh, we can help you before you get to that point.
Yes. And we can offer, creative deals and creative financing and structures that, just a traditional realtor might not even be aware of. And what's on the MLS might not be your best bet, depending on your situation. So, landlords, we love working with landlords that are just sick of all of the tenants and toilets and termites and troubles. And I'm just trying to think of more T words over here. But we can help you, we can offer you creative solutions to get out of those properties and still put money in your pocket every month if that's something that interests you. So definitely check us out at lizandmarie.com/save now. And tune in next week to see more of our market updates.
We'll be back next Tuesday.
Yep.
So peace
and love.
and love. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.